Maxim's 2013 Hot 100 has come out, and as always, it is complete and utter bullshit. What the fuck are they thinking? I honestly don't understand how they choose, especially the top 10. Look, I understand, before we get into the specific grievances I have, it's impossible to please everyone with these lists, and of course, the lists mean nothing. This is like a first world objection at best. But they choose some really ridiculous things, and I want to talk about it. So, first of all, before we get to the top 10, I want to talk about some of the higher up numbers that I had a problem with. So, 84 was Alice Eve, who, I'm not generally all about blondes, but of the blondes, she is by far one of the most beautiful. What is she doing in the 80s? That is a gorgeous British woman. And to juxtapose at number 83, one spot better than her, is Kat Dennings. Kat Dennings is beautiful, but come on, putting her up against Alice Eve, these little pairings here show how ridiculous lists like this tend to be. 65, Emilia Clarke, Daenerys Targaryen, Mrs. Stormborn herself, Mother of Dragons, is not even in the top 50. Does anyone at Maxim even watch Game of Thrones? Have you seen her speak High Valyrian? This is an injustice that I hope will be fixed in future editions of the Hot 100. Moving up to number 39, Lea Michele. She's one of my personal favorites. I am a Glee watcher, at least every once in a while. She's extremely talented, extremely beautiful, and she doesn't look like every other actress out there. Number 39, though, on talent alone, she should be in the top 20, so I personally find that to be an insult. Finally, moving up to 19, Emma Watson. If you've watched me on TYTU, you understand that I have a deep and abiding crush for Mrs. Emma Watson. Look, 19 is perfectly fine, and so I guess I shouldn't be mad about it, but when you find out who's in the top 10, her absence there, it should bother you as much as it bothers me. Number 18, Ariane Celeste. I love that you can get in the top 20 of the Hot 100 even if you beat the shit out of your boyfriend like Ariane Celeste did. Maybe for some of the judges that actually made her hotter because she apparently is a bit feisty. I personally prefer my women in the non-domestic abuse category, but whatever. So those are outside of the top 10, the ones that I had a problem with. The top 10 is pretty interesting. Now, above the top 10, I think they don't even really worry about the list. Just put people wherever you want. Make sure that you have the big actresses, the big singers and things like that. But the top 10, they have to put more attention into. So, at number 10, we have Alicia Cuthbert. She's perfectly lovely. I remember her from Old School. I don't know tons of other things that she's been involved in, but she's beautiful, no big problem with that. Moving up to number 9, Vanessa Hudgens. Damn. I don't entirely know what Vanessa Hudgens is famous for. I think it's something Disney related. I think that she probably dated some teeny boppers or something like that, and she's an actress. But yeah, that's top 10 material right there. No problem with that. Number 8, Kate Upton. Have to say, I assume that considering the last year or so, she would be higher up. I mean, her Cat Daddy video, come on. But no, nothing wrong with number 8. And she's not everybody's cup of tea. Some people think that her body isn't good or whatever. I think that the internet has warped our brains if you can look at her and think that she's not beautiful. But let's skip up to number 6. Jennifer Love Hewitt. She has been in the top 100, I think the top 10 for the last 150 years or so. She is getting apparently more beautiful with every passing year. If you've seen some of the posters around Hollywood for her show, The Client List, she's just getting hotter and hotter with every passing year, from Party of 5 on till the present. So I love that she can still make it in the top 10. Number 5, Jennifer Lawrence, who, I forget what the list was that came out earlier this year, but there was another big list where she was actually number 1. Here she's number 5. I don't really have a problem with it. Jennifer Lawrence seems very genuine, very funny. She's different than the average actress. She doesn't seem to take herself so seriously. So it's great that she's included on here. I think that she's beautiful in the girl next door sort of way. I don't know about top 5 hottest women in the entire world. But there she is. Number 4, Mila Kunis. She is no stranger to top 10 lists, even top 5 lists. So I like that she's there. I feel like you almost just have to put her there because so many guys have a massive crush on her because she seems so cool and awesome. And again, like the other ones I've talked about, doesn't look like every other actress. But it's actually the top 3 that I want to talk about because I don't understand what's going through Maxim's head. Number 3 is Rihanna. Now look, you can see her. She's beautiful. But 3rd most attractive woman in the country. And look, maybe I'm just being influenced by the whole Chris Brown thing, but I just it doesn't scream hot to me. I'm not a fan of her music, really. So I don't really understand why she's put there. Although again, I understand there's some public opinion polls that go into this. Number 2, Selena Gomez. Again, like with Vanessa Hudgens, not entirely sure what she's famous for. I think she's been involved in some Disney stuff or something like that, and I think that she dated Justin Bieber, which for me actually would put her outside of the entire top 100, I think. But she is beautiful. The problem I have with her being number 2 is she does look like she's about 14 years old. Not sure that Maxim should be pushing this sort of thing out there. Look, I understand she is actually legal, but it's dangerous territory when you're idolizing someone who looks so young, and in her roles, by the way, is portrayed as very youthful. But whatever, all those are fine, and I'm not saying they shouldn't be on the list. I'm just airing my particular grievances. But number 1 is where I have a big problem. Miley Cyrus? Number 1 most attractive woman in the entire world? Miley Cyrus has a great body. She seems to keep herself very much in shape. The hair choices can be interesting, I suppose. I like that she doesn't feel scared to experiment, but number 1 in the world? It's got to be some sort of political thing. I don't know exactly who this is done for. I don't know if there's any money being involved here, if her record label or whatever is involved, or if her agent made some calls. Apparently, if you believe what they're saying, they did polling and she was by far the most popular. She's got a big Twitter presence. Maybe she organized her followers to vote for her. Look, I don't know who I would put there. Maybe Lea Michele. I think that she's pretty beautiful. I think that she deserves it. But Miley Cyrus, look, I got nothing against her. She's beautiful, and she wouldn't give me the time of day. I'm being totally realistic about that. None of these 100 women would. But number 1, I think these lists are made to just start controversy and produce videos like this, by the way. But in this case, I think it's ridiculous. Anyway, let me know who you think should be in the top 10. These lists are always fun to talk about. Obviously, it's not exactly world-breaking news, but it is fun, so let's get a little dialogue going.